Hey guys, crew of Blind Wave, I'm Eric.
I'm Shane.
And we are back here with The Walking Dead. Now, for those of you that aren't in the know or watching this in the future, we are currently in our home state of Ohio having a stay-at-home order because of the coronavirus. So this is what Blind Wave looks like right now while we're doing things remotely and from home.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a process in which we're trying to learn and figure out the best way of doing it. So what that means is that you guys are going to hear our families in the background, and we're gonna do our best to keep that stuff down. But that's just the nature of how we're doing reactions right now. So please bear with us, and thank you very much. So also, Calvin's not here. He had a harder time trying to get together here today. So we're going to continue without him. And next week, hopefully, he is here. And we also, one of the things about the coronavirus is the season finale for The Walking Dead season 10 is going to be delayed as well. So we're going to have this episode, we're going to have next week, and then we're going to have ill-defined break until that it definitely comes back as a premiere or some kind of special or something. So anyway, we're going to keep the wheels turning and see what there is to see with this episode of The Walking Dead. Now, last time, Shane, we said goodbye to Michonne, I believe.
Yes, we did. We said goodbye to her. We were debating whether we thought the send-off was okay. I thought it was okay. I like how she's going to go find Rick and everything, and hopefully she's going to join the Walking Dead multiverse. So, but
I suppose so. Yeah, I liked the last 10-15 minutes of the episode with that stuff, the Virgil stuff, and that I was, and the alternate reality thing. I was like, okay, but so I'm more curious to see what's going on with our other survivors and what's going on now that Alpha is dead. Negan has killed her, and apparently it was on Carol's order. I'm interested to see what happens there. But before we do that, we did have a poll last time, which was, do you think this was a good send-off for Michonne? So 61% of our viewers over at Patreon said yes, and 38% said no.
All right.
So I'm just going to look at a couple of the comments here, and then we'll get into the reaction. Joel, who said, honestly, sadly, I knew that this was going to be her last episode. I thought it was going to be worse. I still wasn't a fan of the send-off. It was meh/okay to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess some people probably knew that this was happening. I mean, I had a loose idea, I think, that Michonne was going to be gone this season, but I didn't know if it was going to be before or after or all that stuff.
I knew it was her last season. Yeah. I wasn't sure it was this episode, but then as I was watching it, I pretty much figured it was, because it's so Michonne centric. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that I don't really like saying goodbye to anyone. So there's no send offs are really that good for me. I actually liked Rick's, even though it's not really a send off. It's a send over there.
Sure. We will go ahead and go on to Ryan, who says yes and no. I say that because it's not a complete send-off. She is rumored to show up in the Rick movies, and I believe that Rick and Michonne will be back for the last season of the show, even if it's only the final episode or maybe the last 3 episodes. And I can definitely agree with that. At the very least, we do get to say bye to them, but it's not the end of the road, so we'll have other opportunities to see them and get them back into the story.
Yeah.
Josh Borman says, I was not on board until Little Ass Kicker told her that she had to go. You listen to Judith at all costs.
Okay.
I agree there. I don't love the idea that she left her kids, but with Judith saying that that's what you have to do, made me feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, that makes you feel better, but it's one of those things like, well, if we write Michonne out, do we have to get her out? But obviously it's kind of a catch-22,
True. Dip says, I at least would have had her meet the group one last time instead of just talking to Judith on the walkie.
Yeah, I understand why you'd want that, but and it's most important that she talked to her kids, so I'm at least glad she did that.
Julia said, we'll end with Julia, who said, I really hated everything Virgil in this episode, like the what ifs, but I love the ending. It made me more excited about the movies, but it was my least favorite episode of the season. We haven't had many bad episodes this season. I feel like it's been pretty strong. And while I personally didn't like the alternate reality Negan stuff, it was still kind of cool to see. So, and it certainly wasn't like bad.
It wasn't bad.
It was just no, not at all. Not like, you remember how I was feeling in some of those episodes and some of those other seasons where I'm like, dude, not liking it, But I still very much love the show as it is right now.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
I say we jump right into this thing. So we are going to get started right now. Oh, goodness. That's some sweet justice right there.
Yeah, but that's basically going to incite chaos, right?
I mean, their leader's gone. We'll see. And Beta's, step up.
All right, I held up my end. Now I am asking you to hold up yours. Just walk me through those gates so I can open up a new chapter in the Book of Negan.
I'm not going back.
Carol.
Oh my God.
Not yet.
I go back there without you? There is a noose around my neck the second I step foot in there.
Then wait.
Wait.
Oh my God, I'd be so mad.
How long are we talking about?
You're free now, Negan. Do whatever the hell you want. Wait, don't wait. It's up to you.
Dude, that's not...
I need to be alone.
I'd be so pissed off.
Shit like that takes time.
Man, who knew Carol would piss me off again? Jesus,
Yeah,
it gets me every time.
Who knew, right?
I'd be so mad.
My other favorite character.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Careful.
Her just hugging Jerry makes me like her more.
who is it?
Well, her name is Stephanie.
Wait,
and
is this another community?
Where is it? What?
What'd you tell her about us? And now you're going to meet her.
She could be another spy, just like Dante.
Jesus, let the boy talk. Come on.
Eugene, how long have you been keeping this from us?
Since before you came on the show. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
But if Eugene's instincts are that this Stephanie may be a new ally, then let's hear him out before we jump to
Oh,
conclusions.
hail the king, man. Jesus. We need him. Get that off
We're
his
all on
neck.
the same side here.
Man, that conversation almost went off the rails.
It did.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Because I'm sick.
Because I'm gonna miss you, Ezekiel.
Oh. Man, this seems like a goodbye, doesn't it?
This really does, yeah.
I don't think Ezekiel comes back from this. I don't know. He's got to be pissed. Look at him. Man, he has the look of like when Calvin discovers you had his peanut butter.
I wasn't there for that.
It looks just like him.
What is she saying to you?
I don't know.
This is terrible.
Move closer.
No.
Just listen.
Oh God. Oh, what a hell of a way to die, man.
Carol.
Oh my God. No. Not a hallucination. Oh.
I'm always watching.
Oh, man, I would hate this existence. This bitch following me around talking about borders and daughters and shit. No. Okay. Man, that guy, that dude. Live in concert. Holy shit, it is him, isn't it?
Maybe he wasn't happy with his last album.
Huh. Man, is it wrong that I judge Carol for having these hallucinations in the first place?
Like Sophia.
Honestly, I feel like Carol by now would just not be haunted by anything.
Remember something kind about her, and I settled on these chocolate bunnies she used to buy at Easter time. I was macking on them. They were delicious, though eating the heads did upset me as a child. Still, I came to associate them with family.
Oh, come on, man. Yep.
Oh, that was cool, though.
Yep. What Clementine does in The Walking Dead. Oh, come on, man.
All clear! Ezekiel!
I'm coming.
Fuck. Dude, is he playing his music to draw zombies? Oh, this is awesome.
You were thinking about me.
Dude, what's happening to Carol right now happens to me when I think about Alpha. Like, that voice is in my head. And I can't get it out. You know?
You wrote that letter to Maggie about me. Do you hear me, you empty-headed slit?
Oh shit!
Damn.
What the fuck was she doing?
I have no fucking clue. Now
You stupid coon.
she's got the stupidest little coos and a slit.
You sure took your sweet ass time on it.
Everyone's
thinking I didn't do it fast enough. You didn't kill her. I did. It took a minute. I had to get her to trust me because I wasn't on some half-cocked suicide mission.
Nah, it's because you liked it.
We kneel for the new Alpha.
What? Oh no, please. Please, please stay true, Negan. Oh no! Look at him! The power in his own voice.
Hey!
I'm supposed to be the alpha, right? I mean, the only reason I'm asking is I'm a little bit confused. If I'm the alpha, why is someone who was most definitely not the alpha holding the badass shotgun?
Come on, Negan, come
He's
on.
gonna shoot. Hopefully he shoots him.
I like it a lot.
I don't believe this for a second.
You should probably shoot me.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yep. Ah! Get him! Yes! Yeah! Ah, so happy.
I'm tiny, asshole.
I don't think he's gonna tie him though, is he? Oh, I guess he is.
Man, I so look forward to their future
Me too.
buddy friendship.
I know.
I hope, at least.
I hope too. It's gonna be an uneasy one.
Oh.
You know who we need with us? The man that built a kingdom in the apocalypse.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Man, you get her away from Magna, and I just love her.
Yeah, I like her a lot more, let me tell you.
My mom used to say.
Ah, damn it.
Now you're stuck, Anthony. Listen.
Shut up already.
Right?
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Just look at the flowers. Like you're supposed to.
Look at the flowers.
1,
Mm-hmm.
2,
Ugh.
3.
You did that the whole time? Get out of there!
I think she had to break her arm or dislocate her shoulder, right?
Okay.
You don't kill people that don't deserve it. And you never kill kids.
Is that supposed to make me like you?
No.
Good.
What the fuck? He chained there?
Gotta go kill him because they'll start making noises, you know?
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know, it's weird.
Oh my god. I think someone's lonely.
Yeah, right?
The king. Oh my god. He has a good laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, hi!
Okay.
She came out of nowhere.
Uh-huh. Okay. Who was that? Was that Stephanie? did he sew part of her face onto him? The left side of his face is all smooth now. Oh, shit. 2 eyes, 1 truth. And he has an army again. All right.
Because
That's it.
He's a new alpha, I guess.
All right, so that was episode 14, which I really, other than some of the Carol stuff, I really liked everything else.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
The Negan and Daryl stuff, I mean, I've always liked those two when those actors can play together, but I don't know, man. There's something about seeing those scenes that make me like want to jump into the future and see if they have, any kind of stories or chemistry that we can see later down the line.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
I'm just really excited by that.
I assume that Negan went back with Daryl. I just kind of wish I'll see more what happens.
Yeah, me too. I assume that as well. The Carol stuff, I mean, I feel like I didn't need any of it, but maybe I'm just biased against it. I don't know. I mean, having Alpha be the person that, says all the doubts she has about herself and, this idea that she is the cause of a lot of strife and turmoil and it'd be better if she wasn't here and all that stuff. I just feel like it's been done with Carol so many times throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
Personally, so it's not really engaging for me, but if there's people out there that really liked it, I'm happy for those people. So, I got some good stuff and hopefully they got some good stuff.
No, and I pretty much agree with all your points. I'm really speculating what's going to happen next episode. Like, I really just don't know. I mean,
like I said, I think we have like one more and then the season finale. So whenever that will be, but I mean, Beta, I guess, having this army, which I really liked his scenes as well. Pretty cool. I mean, being able to like summon that army and then just immediately as he goes through, they all turn and follow him. That's just like it's like a superpower he has,
Yeah, that was awesome.
So we'll see where that goes. But I mean, I really hope that we get to see people accepting Negan. Like, I really do.
That's what I'm hoping. I hope we don't just go back and he's in a jail cell or something like that.
And what he said when he was talking with Daryl about, like, I actually liked Alpha, but, she killed people that didn't deserve it and she killed kids. And that was the thing that he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. That was really interesting. Because, he made the joke about why everybody's saying it took so long, but it did take too long. Like, he could have, I personally feel like he could have beaten and overpowered Alpha a couple times, as we saw. Took her head and left,
Yeah.
And before the Horde came, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just either missing something or just wrong about that. But I'm glad it worked out that way. I'm not glad that poor Carol had to hear that woman again.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. I know. I think it's pretty clear that he had her follow him completely outside of their territory.
True.
For Lydia.
No. For Lydia, and I get that. I mean, I kind of feel like he could have, I don't know. I maybe I'm just ignorant, or the show hasn't made it clear how easy it would be to just kill her and run.
We need evidence. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So in Charleston, I don't know what the fuck's happening. It seems like someone is extremely lonely and created a neighborhood out of zombies. Kind of like.
Ezekiel thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was such a funny scene. I mean, like, this guy at the end of his life just being like, like, what the hell? I loved it. I really loved that. Like, that stuff, just him laughing at the absurdity of what he's seeing is better than every Carol scene in the entire episode. And was that Stephanie? Is that the girl that he's been talking to?
That I can only assume it's Stephanie, unless it's just some other crazy-ass girl who would do something crazy-ass like that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen with that. She didn't say her name or anything, I don't think.
Nope.
Right?
She just went, oh, hey!
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much Tom Hanks and Castaway with Wilson, except she used zombies, right? I mean, it's not too bad. I like Tom Hanks and Castaway, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. All right, well, I said we check out some Q&As. We get going over there at Twitter. What do you say, Shane?
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll start with Common Omar, who says, Carol confronting death, i.e. talking with Alpha hallucination. This episode makes me appreciate her story this season a little bit more. I still dislike some of the stuff she's done, but I have hope to start liking her again. How about you guys?
I like her. I just don't like some of the shit. It's repetitive.
Yeah, I mean, Carol at some points in this show has been my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
I do just feel like, they kind of did this with Morgan a couple times, where it's like he's fucking batshit crazy gonna kill everybody, or he's not gonna kill at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would go like hard one way or the other, and I felt like they've done that with Carol a lot. And while this isn't like just a complete circle of her character, it still kind of reminds me of the time where she just left the kingdom and was living in a cabin by herself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, none of that has ever been my favorite stuff. So, but I mean, if this episode helped you enjoy some stuff that came before, I mean, all power to you, honestly. Noah says, for a second, I thought that Beta was going to see the error of his ways in that pub. The way he listened to his band's music, the way he stood over the horde, like how he had stood over his audience. And that mask, I got a huge Phantom of the Opera vibe from the new half. Yeah, I kind of thought of that too.
Okay, yeah.
With the mask on the one side. But no, I think that, I think that he's suffering from some sort of mental illness to be able to get to the position that he's at, but he's also an incredibly strong, powerful man that is going to cause a lot of problems for us.
Yeah. Like he's redetermined now,
Keenan says, damn, I thought Alpha's death was going to fix Carol, not make her worse. I can't wait to see everybody's reaction to Stephanie, but that makes me sad because this arc is closing. Hopefully the Whisperer Wars ending is done well. I hope Maggie comes back soon. I mean, I hope that Carol goes in an interesting direction from here. If this is just something that causes more and more and more of this, I'm going to be like, come on, we could have thought something better. But yeah, my reaction to Stephanie is just like, oh, okay, well, let's see what happens next, Sunny says, how do you guys feel about the use of hallucinations as a storytelling device in the show? Personally, I'm not a fan. Between Rick, Morgan, Tyrese, and Carol, the only one I remember enjoying was Rick with Shane and Herschel. I mean, that's my favorite of it, was when it was Rick with Shane and Herschel. I think that it can be done well.
Yeah.
But it's, if I'm not enjoying a character, in the first place, then we go into the head with a character whose voice I can't stand. It's not going to help,
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I haven't, because it happened with Carol earlier in the season a couple times. Yeah. I didn't like it either. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've liked it before. Just didn't like it this episode at all.
Sure. Jessica says, was that actually Ryan Hurst singing? It sounded like to me. I mean, I know his voice semi-well with him playing Opie on Sons of Anarchy and stuff like that. It sounded like it was actually him singing. So
I have to look that guy up. What's his name again?
Ryan Hurst. I mean, you've seen Remember the Titans. You'll instantly recognize him. Tydow says, where's Connie? I feel like Yumiko and Magna forgot about her. Even Daryl got distracted with the whole Negan and Carol thing. Yeah, I felt the same way. I said in the reaction, I don't know if it made it, but Luke and Connie have been my favorites of that new group, and they've gotten the least amount of development.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't seen Dog either. I'm hoping that Connie is with Dog, and I don't know. Hopefully they get a big storyline next season or something,
Spin off.
I wouldn't. Because I'm just thinking about all the stuff that Magna has gone through this season. And I can't remember one part of it where I'm like, oh yeah, that part though, that was cool.
Yeah.
I just feel like they focused on her so much, and I don't know any more about her. I don't like her anymore. I don't know.
I get that. No, for real. She's like a T-Dog that pisses me off.
Speedy Cat says, just a cool little thing that I noticed, but when Alpha said, please don't be mad at me, she said it word for word and with the same cadence as Lizzie did before Carol told her to look at the flowers in season 4. That was a really cool callback. I mean, this is, that isn't Alpha that was speaking. That's Carol talking to herself, and her going through all these things, I think can be interesting. I guess I'm just not that interested at the time. I don't know. I mean, again, I think I could just be a bad watcher and biased against that type of storytelling in this show, just because I feel like it's dragged a lot of storylines in the past through the mud. But, maybe in a rewatch, I'll end up liking it more. Adobe Greg says, staging those various scenes in the city must take time. You must feel pretty lonely. I'm thinking Stephanie only has a small surviving group looting the city. Do you think Stephanie has a big community? Does the king die this season? He can barely fight. His conversation with Jerry made it seem like, yeah, that's a goodbye.
No, I agree.
I don't know. Yeah, does Stephanie have a large group or a small group? I mean, she certainly had a group worth protecting on the radio, I think. So I don't know. That will be stuff hopefully we can get into next episode.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really, really curious, and I hope all the city stuff sounds. I mean, it all looks good and like it's vast. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, one thing about the first season was just like they are in this city for sure, and then they go back there later. It was awesome.
Nick the Champ says, just when I thought I'd never have to hear that woman speaking her stupid shit again. Do you guys want the Whisperer story to wrap up in the next 2 episodes, or do you hope it continues till the next season, even if it just means Beta sticking around?
I hope it wraps up, honestly. I mean, personally. I mean, I don't know. I guess if there is... 1 second. Hey, guys, be quiet. If they can tell the story in an interesting way and make it interesting, then I'll love it. If I don't love it, I won't love it. I feel right now...
No, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I feel right now I'm kind of ready to move on.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know where it goes from here, but...
I mean, the way Jesus died, the way they're introduced, I think it's kind of gone downhill since then.
I agree. I really like Beta. I think it'd be interesting to develop something, but I honestly don't know what that something could be. I would need a much better writer and a more creative person to tell me what Beta could do next than what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
But I would be interested to see it, I think. So, I don't know. We'll see. But definitely, like, these fucking guys in masks running around, bowing to people and shit. Yeah, I don't want to see that anymore.
Yeah, I'm done. It's so nonsensical, too. So
Dip PG says, I would rather spend the rest of my life on that island stuck with Virgil than listen to Alpha one more time. Do you think Negan will now be freed from the cell and just allowed to live a normal life in Alexandria?
I hope so. I mean, I said that earlier before we started doing Q&A that I hope he's just not in the freaking jail cell again.
Yeah, me too. Dip also says that it made him super happy and excited to see a city again, which I know, Shane, you've said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one who got a I Am Legend vibe from Stephanie? No, I thought of I Am Legend immediately whenever he has the mannequin set up at the video store.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely thought of that. So I got that vibe as well. And then we'll end with Ahmed, who says, what do you guys think about episode 15 being the finale this season, and then episode 16 airing as a special later this year? Okay. I think that it's a necessity that they're doing it. I hope that it feels like closure, I guess. But, I mean, I'm not going to be, like, upset if next episode happens and I'm like, what, that's it? Because I know that it's not done, so.
Yeah, I don't prefer it, but, they got to do what they have to do. They need to keep people safe, so it's no one's fault.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do reactions like this, but I gotta, so you just got to do what you got to do. I understand, and I've turned around on the show so hard from the last couple seasons that it's earned me being patient. To be able to finish out the series, this season, I should say. All right, that was the last Q&A. So we need a poll for this episode, Shane, and I think we'll borrow from somebody in our Q&A. We'll say, do you want the Whisper War to come to a close by the end of this season? So is this the it for the Whisperers after this season, or is it going to continue on, whether that's through Beta in the future or maybe somebody else? Do you want the Whisper War to end this season? So let us know over at patreon.com/blindwave. Shane, you said yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of depends how it ends, but yeah.
Let us know, and we'll talk about it next week. That's going to be the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, guys, thank you so much for watching The Walking Dead with us. If you like us, you want to support us, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Also, make sure you go there for the Q&A as well. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Wash your hands.